Do this. Hey, welcome. Monday, 5:30, mindfulness meditation. Half hour, 30 minutes of meditation and mindfulness. Um, Today's August 26th, almost into September, kicking it into fall. We're going to do something a little bit different today, but certainly nothing too out of the ordinary for these meetups. We're going to do a guided meditation, and obviously I'll be the one narrating that. Guided meditations obviously vary in theme and subject matter, and experiences vary as well. This one is going to be grounded in the four establishments of mindfulness, if a little bit adjacent to the official Buddhist text, but many of the principles will be the same, and a lot of these ideas and techniques, if you want to call them that, they'll be very familiar to you. So without further ado, find yourself in a comfortable seated position, one that you can stay in for about 20 minutes or so. Go ahead and take some movements, rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. You want to be open through the collarbone, shoulders relaxed, spine nice and long. And then decide what you're going to do with your hands. Depending on how you're sitting, you can put your hands up or down, palms up or down on your knees, maybe in your lap. Again, just starting to get comfortable and relax. Head comes to center. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Let it go through your mouth. Again, just like that, deep inhale through the nose, filling up all the way. Let it go through the mouth. Take a few more cycles like that on your own. Some deep grounding, cleansing, mindful cycles of breath. And of course, as we breathe in, we know that we're breathing in. As we breathe out, simply aware that we're breathing out. When you're ready, seal your lips. Continue breathing naturally, mindfully in and out through your nose. Relax the muscles in your face. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Relax your eyebrows and your forehead. And as you stay with your breath, start to feel your body settle into mindful stillness. Feel that stillness as it starts to settle in your fingers and your toes. Feel that mindful stillness as it starts to deepen in your limbs, your arms, your legs. As you stay with your breath, continue letting that stillness deepen, remembering that there's really no limit to the depth of stillness that we can explore. And perhaps you make a resolution for the next 20 minutes or so that you will be still. Little to no movements, minimum at least. Recognizing that the more still we are, the easier it is to create space to watch. Breaking that habit energy, allowing a deeper level of watching. Staying with your breath, staying in stillness and keeping your eyes softly closed, begin to become aware of the space around you. It would be the temperature of the room or the space that you're in. Maybe the sound of cars outside or the wind or my voice. Any kind of scent or smell, or maybe just notice breathing in and out through your nose. Whether that breath is easily accessible or maybe feeling a little obstructed. Keeping in mind that when we close our eyes, other senses become a little heightened in their awareness. Staying with your breath, feel yourself become a little more grounded in the space that you've set yourself in. Notice your place in proximity to the general area. As we maintain our awareness on our seemingly external surroundings, maybe we start to notice the boundaries of what we deem to be outside of ourselves, what we deem to be inside of ourselves. Maybe those boundaries start to blur or fade a little bit. The breath they were taking in is certainly part of the space in which we find ourselves. The way that sounds come and go are part of our experience in the moment. Perhaps in the stillness, we find ourselves being a little more at one with ourselves, our surroundings. Staying with your breath, keeping your eyes closed, keeping the spine nice and long, we start to draw that awareness inward to our physical body. Allow your awareness to explore the landscape of your physical body, maybe starting at the crown of the head, working its way down to the toes, maybe from the bottom to the top. Maybe you start at your limbs, work your way inward. All of this is being done in stillness, but just taking a kind of body scan, sort of physical inventory. As we stay with our breath, we can notice areas of our body maybe that feel tense, stressed, sore, relaxed, open. Simply noticing and really holding space for whatever sensations, whatever experiences come up. Meditation puts us in touch with our body, and for some of us, this can feel uncomfortable. If that's the case, just return to the breath. It's always there for you. Sometimes our body can feel like a foreign entity or object. You notice any areas of resistance or pain, even. See if you can go deeper into it. Notice the sensations, notice the descriptions of the experience, the area. If you're in pain or uncomfortable, what kind of pain, what kind of discomfort is there? Watch it. Notice as it changes, because it will change. Meditation teaches us that. And if you're not in pain, we can certainly take what might be a neutral sort of experience, not really feeling any particular way, one way or the other, through the power of mindfulness, the practice of meditation and mindfulness. That neutral experience becomes a positive experience. Think of a time when we were in pain, can contextualize that with how it feels to not be in pain. To put another way, when we're in pain, we notice and we can appreciate. When we're not in pain, we notice and we can appreciate that. Keeping your eyes closed, keeping your spine nice and long, and staying with your breath, you begin to draw that awareness inward even deeper, from physical to physiological. Just to say, notice your emotional state in this moment. Any emotions you might be experiencing, again, we notice where we experience those in our body, how that emotion translates into our experience. We can give it a color, a texture, we can give it a name. All of these just help us observe. And as in the physical modality of the practice, if you're not really feeling any strong emotion one way or the other, notice how that feels. Notice the absence of any strong, seemingly adverse or challenging emotion. Holding space for whatever's there. And the idea of holding space, allowing the waves of our experience to come, to rise, crescendo, and then fall away again. That's the practice. The more we practice mindful stillness, the more space we get. Staying with your breath, staying in stillness, keeping your eyes softly closed. We draw that awareness inward even more. We've come from physical to physiological. Now we shift from physiological to psychological, mental, which is to say, notice what you're thinking, notice your mind. The sixth sense in Buddhist psychology is one of the senses. There are endless analogies, ways to think of our mind. A TV set comes to mind. Notice what channel you're on: the work channel, the stress channel, the significant other channel, the happy memories channel, etc. Simply notice. Notice as the channels change. And just like we hold space and allow physical sensations to come and go, emotional or physiological sensations to come and go naturally, easily, mindfully. Of course, we do the same here. Notice the rise and fall of our thoughts, repetition, the rhythm of our thinking. And the more still we are, the more space we generate for that self-observation. The final segment of this guided meditation, we come to what could be thought of as a synthesis of all the different layers or angles that we've been experiencing. In other words, as you stay with your breath, as you keep your eyes gently closed, as you stay in mindful stillness, allow all of the awareness from the outside looking in, as it were, to come and go. There's ways to be aware of a little bit of everything at once if we wish, from the outside stimulation, what we deem to be external space, to the more tangible physical awareness of our body. We can simultaneously be aware of our emotional state and notice the interconnectedness, the intertwining that all of this has with our mind. If it starts to feel too complex or overwhelming, no big deal. Just come back to your breath. That's the anchor. That's step one. I'll take you out when it's time. The rest of the meditation, just enjoy whatever comes up. Let's take a minute, an actual minute, 60 seconds. I'll keep time, but allow yourself to start to come to the surface, so to speak. Take a few deep breaths. You gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe you start to initiate a little bit of movement in your body. Notice how that contrasts and perhaps complements the stillness that we were just dropping into. Maybe keeping our eyes closed for a little while before we start to activate the visual component of our experience. Still feeling our way through. However, this practice was today, whether it was exhausting, exciting, boring, whatever. Give yourself some gratitude for having practiced. And whenever you're ready, gently blink your eyes open. The four establishments of mindfulness are in order: body, feelings, mind, and object of mind, or some call Dharma. This meditation, we started with the space around us and worked our way inward from there. But many of the themes, many of the ideas and principles are easily found in the 4 establishments of mindfulness. I don't generally do guided meditations for these meetups because ultimately I think that you are your own guide. But whether you're a novice or a seasoned meditator, that's a great practice to have from the outside looking in, working our way in gradually, gently, and building on the levels or the steps of that awareness, I think is a great practice to have and come back to, whenever we want. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. My name's Casey. Such a pleasure, an honor, in fact, and we will see you soon. Thanks. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks, Casey.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Casey.
you. Take care.
Thank you.
Adios.